Hi guys. So if you deal with uneven edges on your rows, there is a technique called the standing stitch that really helps create very smooth straight line edges. And I am going to show you guys this technique today. So let's get started. Okay, so for today, I already did my double crochets, and I'm going to show you guys how you're going to do the standing stitch from here on out. So first you have to set up your chain and set up your first row before you can get started on the standing stitch. But let's now do the standing stitch. So you're at the end of your row here, and we are working double crochets. So this is how this would work for a double crochet. You are not going to chain one. You are not going to do any chains at the end here. You're just going to simply insert your hook into that first stitch and work a single crochet. Now in this bar right here, you are going to insert your hook right here and work another single crochet. And what this does is it brings the stitch level up for a double crochet or a half double crochet. So now I can continue to work my double crochets or my half double crochets. So I'm going to show you again how I did that. So we're at the end of our row here. I'm not going to chain like I would typically do at the end of my rows. I'm not going to chain the amount that I need for this stitch. I'm going to simply insert my hook, work a single crochet, and in this bar right here of this single crochet, I'm going to insert the hook, and I'm going to work another single crochet. And you can do that for as many times as you need in order to work the height of the stitch that you're working. So if you're working a triple crochet, you would probably do 3 of these. If you're working a half double, you would probably do 2. And if you're working a double crochet, depending on your tension, you would either do 2 or 3. And if you're only working a single crochet, then you would leave it at the 1. But you just, the key here is that you are just not chaining at the end of your work. And so I'm going to show you again so that you can see how much of a smooth edge it makes. You're going to insert your hook here, and I'm going to work my double crochets now. And look at how smooth of an edge that is. It just looks a lot smoother. It's a lot straighter. It doesn't bulge out like the chains do. So if you're going to work an item where you're not going to be doing a border around the item, this is a really good substitute to use to create those really smooth edges here. So I'm going to show you one more time at this edge. So you would work all the way to the end here, just as you normally would. You would work all the way to the end, putting that stitch into the last stitch there that you have. So you would just keep going. And now you're at the end of this row. So you're just going to turn your work. You're not going to chain. You're going to simply turn your work. You're going to work your single crochet. You're going to go into this bar right here, work another single crochet, and then in the next stitch, work your half double, your double, or your single. And remember that you can grow these by doing the same pattern over and over and over again. By just going into the sidebar, you can go and do that as many times as you need for the height of the stitch that you're working. So like you would insert your hook. Let's say that you're working a triple or treble crochet. You would want to do this 3 times. So that's 1, 2, 3. So you would work it 3 times into that side stitch right there. You can even do it more if there's something else that you're working that might be taller than that. But that is how you do a standing stitch. And I really like the standing stitch because it really helps you create these very smooth, clean edges that everybody knows and loves. So like right here, you can see this is the chain from the row below. So this sticks out just a little bit more, but look at how smooth this is right here. This is what you're looking for, is this very smooth edge so that you don't have to necessarily put a border around your blanket or scarf. So just remember that you're going to work as many standing stitches as you need to reach the height of the stitch that you're going to be working. So if you're going to be working a single crochet, it's typically only 1. If you're going to be working a half double crochet, it's typically 2. If it's a double crochet, it's anywhere between 2 and 3, depending on your tension. And for a triple or treble crochet, you're going to work 3. And just follow the method that I showed you, and that is how you do a standing stitch. And this creates very smooth, less jagged edges. So if you are struggling with that and you're working an item where you don't want to have to use a border around it, this is a really great trick, and I hope it works out for you guys. Please remember to like, comment, and share. Bye, guys.